This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
It's a sunny but cold day around St. Louis this Halloween. We're in for another round of freezing temperatures overnight. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. The wind chills will make it feel even colder tonight. Some areas could drop below 20. Meteorologist Jim Castillo joins us now with that weather first forecast.
Yeah, that is our issue, that wind that is whipping up. And so we're going down below freezing again tonight. In fact, in the 20s, some of us upper teens. It's at low around Chicago. By the way, they're getting some snow. A cousin just sent a picture of snow on the ground there. But for us, it is just cold and windy, and those current temperatures, upper 30s and low 40s around the area. But look at these wind speeds. Some of the gusts, St. Charles, 33 miles an hour, close to that anywhere around St. Louis and also Scott Air Force Base. So what it feels like, it does feel like it's below freezing right now. Alton, it feels like 28, 30 at Creve Coeur, Wildwood 29. So dress the kids in layers as they go out. The trick-or-treat forecast showing the wind chills in the 20s throughout the evening and the actual temperatures in the 30s. Right now we're at 42 officially at Lambert. Northwest wind at 16 with those gusts to 30 miles an hour. It does warm up. I'll have that forecast coming in just a bit.
All right, and get our weather first forecast on your phone. Just text the word weather to 314-425-5355.
Tonight, Israel is continuing its war against the militant group Hamas in Gaza. Israel's retaliation against Hamas following a surprise attack earlier this month, and it's led to a humanitarian crisis in Gaza. At least 8,500 are dead and more than 1 million are displaced. Israel has also refused international calls for a ceasefire. Here at home, the war has led to increased incidents of anti-Semitism and Islamophobia, especially on college campuses.
Washington University's chancellor addressed the issue recently in a letter to students and staff. Justina Cornell is here in studio with more on this.
Yeah, the chancellor said he was deeply disturbed to learn anti-Semitic phrases were chanted and written on signs during recent gatherings on WashU's campus. They've also been made aware that anti-Semitic and Islamophobic language has been used toward each other and on social media. Now, this isn't just happening in St. Louis, but nationwide. Just this week, the Biden administration announced new actions to combat anti-Semitism on college campuses after an alarming uptick in incidents. New steps include improving coordination between law enforcement agencies and making it easier to file a discrimination complaint. The Department of Education even made visits across the nation, including St. Louis, to gain more information about anti-Semitism at schools. Now, we caught up with WashU's Hillel president earlier today. They offer connection and support to Jewish students on campus.
To provide community for our students, to offer programs and opportunities and resources for students to come together and be in community with one another and to be able to rely on their peers and the Hillel staff during this really difficult and trying moment.
In the Washington University chancellor's letter, it said they are creating opportunities for dialogue in the upcoming weeks. Right now, beyond campuses, the Anti-Defamation League said it's tracking a 388% increase in anti-Semitic incidents across the country.
Police are searching for a teen they say shot and killed a man in Maplewood. 18-year-old Justin Vance faces second-degree murder charges. He is accused of killing Teron Vales Thursday night. Court documents say Vance was among a group of people who demanded $400 from Vales. Vales was attacked when he refused. Today, police requested charges against 2 other teens they say were involved. If you have any information on where Justin Vance is, you should call police.
A person is in custody after a shooting on Interstate 44 in Franklin County. This happened around 10:30 this morning near Sullivan. Missouri State Highway Patrol says one truck driver shot another truck driver in the leg. The victim is now recovering. The Highway Patrol is still investigating what led to this shooting.
Many donations are destroyed following a fire at a thrift store in Fairview Heights. The donations included things like clothing, books, and mattresses. The fire happened this morning in storage trailers behind Savers. The fire chief tells us Fresh Time employee reported the fire from across the street. Nearly 40 firefighters responded within minutes, but getting to the fire inside was tough.
We had a lot of clothing that was burning from within the trailers, so we have to get the trailers opened up. We used a company, Petroff Towing, with their heavy-duty wreckers. They're used to tow tractor trailers. They were able to pull the trailers away from the building, which assisted us a great deal in accessing those trailers and cutting them open to get the fire to out inside the trailers.
They're still investigating what caused it, but firefighters say it may have been started by someone trying to keep warm inside one of the trailers.
The EPA and the city of Silex, Missouri have agreed to fix contamination in the city's drinking water. Last month, the Missouri Department of Natural Resources found what it called unsafe levels of radium in the water. Radium is natural. It can build up in the body and cause cancer, however. The EPA says that levels in Silex's water are not a major threat, but for now, it's telling residents they can still use and drink the water. The city will now have to submit ideas to fix the issue to the EPA. Some good news tonight for people in Cahokia Heights who have been dealing with sewage and drinking water problems for decades. A coordinator for the EPA has been appointed to oversee the response. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski is live in Cahokia Heights, and Laura talked with a resident who is fed up. Laura.
Mike, I talked with a woman named Yvette Lyles. She says she's lived in her house for 30 years here in Cahokia Heights. And with the exception of a few good years at the beginning, she has seen sewage back up in her house nearly every year since. She says she's actually been through it so much that it's actually caused health problems for her and her family. Her house sits in what used to be the town of Centerville. She's part of the group Centerville Citizens for Change, who helped advocate to governmental agencies like the EPA. And it's been more than a year since Governor Pritzker allocated funding to fix these problems, and they haven't seen any change yet. Congresswoman Nikki Baczynski says with the appointment of an EPA coordinator, they hope to see these funds put to work.
My grandkids can't even go out and play in our front yard. You know why? No matter how much I treat that yard and try to clean up the debris from the raw sewage and floodwater mix, I can't remove all that contaminant out the soil. And kids have a tendency to do this or pick stuff. I don't want my grandkids to be any sicker than they have to be.
Congresswoman Baczynski says she hopes this coordinator will accelerate the timeline and get this cleanup moving a little bit more quickly. And now, Yvette says she has still some hope, but she's really not going to believe that this is around the corner until she starts seeing some change in her neighborhood. Reporting live in Cahokia Heights, Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.
We're exactly a week away from the Missouri municipal election, and one of the items on the ballot is a measure to benefit one of our area's largest school districts. 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay has details from Eureka.
Rockwood School District officials say that Proposition 3 would provide debt-free resources for facilities, technology, and safety without increasing the tax rate.
Basically, if passed, the measure would approve a reallocation. The district would reallocate money out of its debt service fund and put it towards the capital project funds, meaning it wouldn't cost you an extra cent. In terms of safety, it would help Rockwood update things like communication and intruder alarm systems, as well as add more security cameras. For facilities, the money would be put toward replacing aging HVAC systems. Superintendent Dr. Curtis Kane said they also desperately need the money for new Chromebooks, which they weren't able to get for some grade levels this past year.
This is not a theory base. Students are feeling the impact right now. We want to close that gap, get our students the technology that they need so they can be as effective and learn to the best of their ability each and every day in the Rockwood School District.
Election Day is next Tuesday, November 7th. Prop 3 needs a simple majority to pass. In Eureka, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
The Kirkwood School District is dropping plans to change boundaries because of declining birth rates. In a letter to parents, the school says it wanted to change boundaries to address overcrowding. Enrollment has gone up consistently over the last decade, but the district now predicts fewer kids being born in the area and fewer students enrolling in school.